The Knicks postgame show presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Jalen Brunson, all the family wearing the jersey of newly acquired Ranger Patrick Kane. And Brunson, his best half ever. He had 30 in the first half, finished with 39, went 15 of 18 from the floor. And Mitchell Robinson, 13 and 10. Fourth straight double-double for him for the first time in his career. Knicks with a season high in points, 142 of those, blowing out the Nets, 142-118. Knicks have now won 7 in a row. All you can say is wow, right?
Come on, man, let's go.
From our Delta MSG studios, Bill Pito along with Monica McNutt. Cleveland just went final. They lost to Boston. The heck with the play-in situation. The Knicks are now only a game and a half out of fourth. The first half was incredible offensively. They beat Boston with their defense, and tonight they won it with their offense.
Yeah, not that their defense was anything to sleep on, but they came out of the gate clicking on all cylinders offensively. I mean, the rim might as well have been the ocean. You know how they say when you can't hit a shot, you can't throw the ball in the ocean? Oh, tonight the rim might as well have been an ocean because everything worked, whether you're talking about the long range or you talk about them cutting in the half-court offense and finding one another. The ball movement was, ooh, chef's kiss. I love it.
All right, and the three-point shooting, Knicks made 14 threes in the first half. And our three-point highlight reel is presented by Starry. Knicks were incredible from downtown in the first two quarters.
Julius Randle has been so good off the dribble or off the jab in terms of pulling up from behind the three-point line, and that continued. But he also was really good at finding his teammates in this ball game, that time finding Quentin Grimes. Julius had 5 assists total in this, or excuse me, 8 assists in this ball game, and a bunch of them happened to lead to threes. Guys were able to get in rhythm, catch and shoot. It was almost like running a drill out there. You love to see it. This team is playing with tremendous confidence, and they took good looks tonight.
Brunson, again, 15 of 18 from the floor.
Oh, he was wonderful.
39 points.
Wonderful.
And now look at all of this. So Brunson, career-high points and a half with a 30. For the Knicks, their second-highest first-quarter point total in franchise history. They scored 47. They tied for the most three-pointers made in a half in franchise history with 14. They finished the game with 20 threes. That's a season high. And for the Knicks, third most points and a half in franchise history. In the first half, they scored 81 points. We're now joined by Quentin Grimes. Hey, Quentin, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on the win. Tell us about how you guys exploded so well on offense in the first half. That was absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, to appreciate this morning, shoot around, just come in and not get too high with kind of the win streak that we're on, but come in and take it one game at a time. Brooklyn are capable of putting up a lot of points on the board, but I feel like today we came out in the first half and just kind of delivered the first blow and then never looked back.
A whole lot of and rightfully so, because I know you are a team-first guy. But let's check in with you, 6 of 9 from the three-point line. And Quentin, it's particularly impressive what you were able to do because we know that your role has kind of shifted a little bit with the addition of Josh Hart. What was your focus tonight?
Yeah, just stay aggressive. You know what I mean? Josh has been great for us. He just gives us another spark off the bench, but just come in, be aggressive, shoot the shots that I shoot all the time. Just that they were falling tonight, just keep shooting them. My teammates found me in the first half and kept finding me at the beginning and the second. This one just come in, just trying to stay aggressive at all times.
I think this is the first time we've had you post-game. So just big picture for me, Quentin, what are you most proud of this year? Obviously, you had the tremendous run and the opportunity to go to Salt Lake with the All-Star. You're having a great season in terms of your productivity, offense. You're getting tons of praise defensively. I think you're having a wonderful season. What are you most proud of?
I think just my approaches every game, just coming in with the right approach, just coming in not worrying about my shots or just anything, but coming in just controlling what I control, and that's how hard I can play defensively and just shoot the shots that I'm open. So just coming in with the right mindset every game and taking one game at a time and never getting too high or too low, but just kind of just staying to even kill and just trying to just do whatever I can to help the team win and just go as far as we can in the playoffs, really.
All right. Hey, Quentin, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us. Congrats on a great game, and we'll see you Friday night when you guys are at Miami.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Grimes had 22 in the game. Alan Hahn is here, helped call the game on the MSG Radio Network. Alan, great to see you. What do you think? It's so impressive. I don't know where you start, but it's all good everywhere.
Well, we'll start with the start because that's really what this team has been doing of late. Those first quarters for this team setting a tone. I mean, 47 points in the first quarter. Are you kidding me? Never mind 81 at the half.
This is not a drill.
But
47.
Like they came out and it's you know, Tom Thibodeau talks about this too, and he actually made that reference when talking about this this group and, you know, how it compares to when he was an assistant coach on Jeff Van Gundy's bench, late 90s. You had Patrick Ewing, the hardest worker, setting the tone, and everybody else has to live up to that standard. And he said, when you got guys like this, they play hard. I don't have to get them to play hard. I don't have to ramp them up. So you go into this game, and the Nets are off a back-to-back. They're not playing well, but it's still rivalry week. You're coming off a good win. Could this be a trap game? This team isn't built like that. They came out ready at the beginning, and Randall set the tone not with scoring, but with passing the basketball.
Yeah.
I thought he was phenomenal in the first half with his ball movement and just looking around and just kicking it out and finding. And the Knicks' ability to knock down a three-point shot early, it was demoralizing for the Nets. It really was.
Yeah.
You could feel it in the building. And speaking of the building, there's something special happening now.
Oh,
like
baby.
You can feel like there's like you enjoy watching this team play and the energy they have and all the people coming to the window as well right now. But you could just feel it. The way this team's playing is special. Not just the winning part, but how they're winning has really been a lot of fun.
Now, we just talked to Grimes. He had gone 8 straight games in single figures. Gets to 22 tonight and 9 in the first quarter. And he's when one of the guys has had to adjust a bit with the acquisition of Josh Hart. He's kept up the defense, but tonight he scored the ball.
I mean, these are Tibbs type of guys, right? Like, he completely understands, one, his role. He is an absolute star in his role in terms of coming off the bench, knocking down threes, and being an elite defender. He was the first guy to guard Jason Tatum on Monday. But what he said in the postgame to us that I loved is that he just tries to control what he can control. And as a shooter, you never lose the ability to shoot. Shooters shoot to get hot, and shooters shoot to stay hot. And tonight was his night to remind folks, if somebody had foolishly forgotten, that he is such a prolific shooter. But still, you never saw him waver in terms of his commitment to defense. You don't see him hanging his head. His body language is always on point. And tonight, he did a really good job, to your point, Han, of Julius Randle finding his teammates. He moves into the gaps so well to get his threes.
It's the relocation. And, you know, 2 years ago when the Knicks made the playoffs and Julius Randle was playing great basketball, it was always Reggie Bullock who would find his way into his eyesight. He'd always be in that. He'd know, all right, Julius, I'm going to be right there where you can see me, and you'll be able to kick out to me. And Quentin Grimes has really learned how to do that. And that's, you know, that's a skill you have to develop as a young player and understand. You know, guys come out of college, they're used to having the basketball in their hand. They used to being more of an alpha player. To become a role player is not easy. To become somebody that, okay, I'm going to be somebody that's glue. I play defense and I get open for you. But he has figured it out as the season has gone on, and you can see Randle loves to find him. He gets into, relocates, there he is, I can see him. I don't have to look, I'm just going to throw the pass. And he made several cross-court passes to find Grimes. And as you said, Grimes never hesitated. Catch, shoot, put it up, and he was red hot today.
You talked about Tibbs and the environment and the culture, and he continually makes a point that when Jalen Brunson, right after he signed right to the gym, set the message, and they have kind of evolved from that. And how about, you know, we had that first shot, Alan, of Brunson wearing Patrick Kane's jersey. That shows his general awareness, right? I mean, but I don't know if a lot of guys would be that aware.
Gets it.
In terms of the whole family here at MSG to put on number 88 there as he arrives.
Think about the fit. You know, again, his dad was part of the 90s Knicks, so his dad knows the Garden. He understands what the city's about, so he already comes in with that in mind. And it's when you have a team, identity is very important. So you have a coach who's got an identity. You have players now that fit the coach's identity. And I keep going back to what he said after the Celtic game. I don't have to ramp these guys up. They go at it in practice. They go at it every game. I don't have to worry about that part of it. And so when you have players like that, Josh Hart calls it dog mentality. Jalen Brunson certainly has that. Julius Randle doesn't miss a game, plays hard, right? And everyone else sort of gravitates to that. And that, I think, is now what we're seeing is the evolution of that throughout this season, is they have reached the point now at the end of the year when you want to be playing your best. They have found out who they are, and it all is based on that Jalen Brunson, his mentality, and everybody else following suit.
You guys know season 3 for me sort of hanging with y'all, right? And when I first got here, I was like, oh, come on, guys, it's going to turn. What I will say that has been unique in watching this particular group, I think, is the level of pride. And you can feel as we watch Brunson, he was 12 or 14 at halftime, y'all. This man did not miss tonight. Finished the game 15 of 18. But he is a 100% foundational guy. And so I think as we watch this team this year, they're able to take so much pride and so much confidence in what they do because they can see not just this season, although this season has been tremendous, that they can really build together. And I think the cohesiveness of this group, they came and hung out last night at the Kicks and Cocktails event that the Knicks host to fundraise for the Garden of Dreams Foundation. The camaraderie is so real. And all of our alumni, I asked them what they loved about this team. And yes, there was plenty of beautiful basketball things, but all of our alumni pointed to the camaraderie and the chemistry, how much these guys enjoy one another and how sincere it is when they go out there and play for one another. And so this is just really, really special.
When you talk about alumni, you're talking about Latrell Sprewell.
Latrell Sprewell, Larry Johnson, John Starks. I mean, we had Bernard in there yesterday.
Guys
so like
who embodied
it was just, guys that really get it. And of course, John Wallace was there. You got a couple nods too to we remember when Jalen was a little kid running around. So it's really cool to see him taking command and leading this squad at the Garden.
Knicks are now 10 games above 500. 37-27, and it's worth repeating. They're only a game and a half out of the 4th spot in the Eastern Conference. Cleveland right now is in that spot, and the Knicks have a game later in the month against the Cleveland Cavaliers. So buckle up. It's getting really exciting.